Okay, we're back at it again, but this time we're given other information. So the way to solve the problem is a little bit different. So right here, we are given our displacement. So that's equal to 1.2 meters. How long did it take to reach the water? Again, this is English being dumb, and that's telling us, time is unknown. Since he fell, we're going to assume that VI is equal to 0. And since it is happening on Earth, acceleration is equal to negative 9.8. One thing that we should note when we do this, since he fell 1.2 meters, we're going to say he dropped negative 1.2 meters. Because if he jumped, it would be positive, but since he fell, it is negative. It's just a direction thing. If the whole negative thing confuses you a little bit, don't stress out about it. It's not the end of the world if it doesn't make sense to you. But just try to at least keep the signs consistent. If you have acceleration, you write it as positive, make sure displacement is positive, and vice versa. One's negative, the other has to be negative too. So the only formula that has these four variables, again, is VI times delta t plus 1/2 times a times t squared. I write this one as simply t just because I don't want to have to write that as, well, I'm being lazy. Don't be lazy like me. Be better than me. All right. So displacement would be negative 1.2 is equal to 0 times t plus 1/2 times negative 9.8 times t squared. All right. 0 times anything is 0, so that can be eliminated. 1/2 times negative 9.8 is negative 4.9 times t squared is equal to negative 1.2. So if we divide 1.2 by 4.9, well, both negative, would be 0.24 is equal to t squared. So in order to get rid of this square, we got to do the opposite of squaring, which is right here, square rooting. So square root looks like that. Oh, that's blinding. We're going back. Square root, that cancels that out. We square root one side, we got to square root the other. And the answer is, let me see if I can find it on my calculator. If you are curious what it looks like on your calculator, it's that, which one is it? I can't see. Okay. It's this one right. Oh man, that's hard to see. Okay, I'm skipping this. It basically looks like cutting that cut. So if you are curious what it looks like in your calculator, it looks like this. So whatever number you have here, all you gotta do is press that button. If you have an iPhone, it may look different if you have an Android or are using another calculator, but they all generally look something like that. Maybe there's not a 2. Maybe it's just this. But there is another one that is close to there, and it has a 3. Don't do that. That is a very different thing. Okay, that's cube rooting. We don't want that. We want square rooting. So we get an answer of 0.49 seconds. And if I want to tell you guys why you need to make sure whatever number you plug into the square root isn't negative, because if this was negative, you're going to get an error on your calculator because the calculator doesn't know what to do unless you have a TI Inspire, which it'll give you this imaginary number. But basically, whatever you have here, it needs to be positive. So just make sure that when you are about to square root something, you double check that number. Okay? Now try it on your own.